house alive. Gonna set the whole goddamn place on fire.
Oh, happy Tuesday, everyone. How the hell are we all doing? G-Bay's surfing for concert tickets, so we should talk about this because it's pretty rare he ever does that on the show. And you all know my love for live music, so I think this needs to be discussed.
Yeah, so I'm looking. Let me get back to that page there. I believe I found tickets right behind you.
That would be badass.
Yeah. So I've got there are a few bucks, so I'm gonna just make sure I got my shit together before I buy them. But yep, that's right behind you.
What seats do you have?
So if you're looking at it, there's not much left. So the pink is the available, and all the rest is taken, right? So the section you're in. You said what? And North 111. Where is it? Right.
Sure. Yeah.
Then you zoom in, and so that's what's available left in that section. So there's a few tickets left, but there's only 4 available right behind you. So I'm gonna get on that.
That'd be like beyond rad, dude.
Okay. Yeah, I owe you one for the Sammy Hagar shit too. So.
I don't really look at it that way at all. I wasn't able to.
It lives back here, right? You know what I mean? I'm that type of guy. I don't forget that shit, right? So.
Fair enough. I understand that. I'm kind of similar in that respect.
I try not to ever bring it up. Gotta carry some honor, right? Shit.
Yeah, so Fluff will be here in a bit. He sent me a message a few minutes before the show started there, just saying that he's busy doing shit that needs to be done, and he'll be along his way shortly. Until then, let's just say hello to everybody. See ya, Nova, Lobster's in there, Sir Hunlot, Artman, Galaxy Solutions, Jay Patrick. Hey, fucking going to the show with you, dude. That's going to be great times. Dr. LeHay, Kingfisher's in there holding it down for us. Cheers. Hoobie's in there. Fucking awesome. 311. Fuck yeah. Great group of people we got. Garden Club represent. 2 Cents is in there. Yeah, we'll say that. We'll say hello to 2 Cents today, I guess. We're in a reasonably good mood. So yeah. And my missus is in there. Cheers.
Okay.
So
is anyone else starting to, like, even though I'm buried in 6 feet of snow right now and it's still February? Does anyone else like got that spring feeling?
It was warm, man, today. Like I come out of the bush fucking soaked because we got nowhere near the snow that you got. Like our snow is waist deep at the deepest spot, and a lot of that is just it's like blowdown in the bush where it's not actually that deep, but the snow is being held up on stuff, and then you fall through it. Kind of stuff like that. But when it got up to, I think, a little above freezing today. So it was just fucking soaked come out of there. I wish it was cold. So yeah, hopefully spring is on the way. When you think about it, man, here we are, end of February, mid to end of February. So yeah,
the climax has happened. We're on the downward slope now, right?
I sure hope so. Man. I'm tired.
It's been snowing for like 6-7 days here straight.
That's disgusting. I don't even
think
about that. Man, when I think of doing my job, if we were getting the snow that you got going on right now, like
you couldn't.
No, we have.
Well,
we don't have a choice. Okay, the job needs to be done. It doesn't matter if it's snowing.
It would suck.
Yeah, it's like just. So I'm thankful. I'm very thankful that it's just we're.
Yeah, we got a surge of like roof. What's the word I'm looking for? Like people needing the roofs done, getting the snow removed on the roofs and stuff. It just like because it came down in 3 or 4 days, like multiple feet of snow. So people are just like, "Oh, fuck!" I tried to do mine best I could. I didn't get about halfway done, maybe, and I wrecked my heater cord. So, my God, dude. I got it working again, but then it stopped working once I got back on the roof. So I was like, I'm just done with this. It must have a kink in it somewhere. I fixed the part I could see, but I'm no electrician.
It's good times. Yeah, I hope it's spring, man. I'm ready to do stuff. I feel like I've hibernated long enough. Like, because that's what I do in the winter. I don't really do much outdoorsing, as you guys have heard me say. If I've got to be out working in that, I choose not to spend my free time in that. But once like spring and summer come, I want to be out and doing stuff. The shitty thing though is that now that the missus has our days off typically offset. She gets typically Sundays and Mondays off, and I'll get like Saturdays, Sundays typically. So go the weekend spur of the moment coffee or camping trips, like, or it doesn't even have to be spur of the moment, it can be prearranged, like let's, as soon as we're off work Friday, let's get in the car and go. That can't happen anymore, right? Like you could still go Saturday night, but you still gotta come home Sunday, get ready to work. If you're freaking working out of town, you got to be all, so it's just unfortunately. So I think there's going to be a lot of like day trips, like where can we drive to and from in a day and see some cool shit, right? Because we've got a lot of really cool back roads and waterfalls and really cool shit that we can go see. Maybe bring the fishing rods along with us, because then we can go fishing, because fuck yeah. And all that good stuff. Throw the kayaks on the roof, be like, oh shit, hey, there's a cool little pond, let's see what's in there.
Man,
Yeah.
You love Ontario. Well, BC does have a lot of water. Most of it's moving though, isn't it? Like a lot of it's mountain rivers.
Yeah, a lot of creeks, streams, rivers, and all that kind of shit. But most of our lakes are mountain fed. There's lots that aren't. Don't get me wrong, but typically, yeah.
Something about Ontario. It's I guess I don't know if it's down to like actual sea level, but the amount of water in this province is fucking ridiculous. When it comes to just lakes of all shapes and sizes, man, it's crazy. I guess being right on the Canadian Shield, right? There's a lot of rock, big dips in it from the glaciers, just filled with water. Really,
Yeah.
there's thousands. We'll find out on the Google machine how many lakes are in Ontario. They take a guess there, people.
Fuck. 8,237.
Whoa.
I gotta type that in there.
More than 250,000.
More than 250,000?
Yeah. Ontario has more than 250,000 lakes, which is about 20% of the world's fresh water. I think Ontario means land of the lakes in like the name of Ontario comes from the word for sparkling water. Okay. Cool. Yeah, there's so many fucking waterways around here. It's ridiculous. The Trent Severn Waterway. I know we're kind of off topic here, but it's so neat. You can get from Lake Ontario, I believe. Yeah, Lake Ontario. You come up the Trent Severn Waterway, and it dumps you into Georgian Bay, which is connected to Lake Huron. So anywhere in the Great Lakes, if you want to go. So if you have a big boat, you can come cruising along Lake Ontario, head up into the canals and up the Trent Severn Waterway, and like at point, it's a bunch of systems of small lakes, rivers, canals, and locks. So you go up and down with the water or whatever. It's pretty neat, man.
Pretty I'm cool. Like getting all offended while you talk about like Ontario, land of the lakes. We got so much. I'm like, well, fuck you. BC's got lots too, man.
BC, man, you guys have mountains. Those things are crazy. When you see like when somebody's never seen the Canadian Rocky Mountains, the first day you drive into them, you don't even talk much. You're staring. You're just like, because you're not used to having a rock structure that just goes on forever. Like coming from Ontario to BC, it rocks your world. It was in Alberta actually when I first hit the Rocky Mountains, but same shit in BC. And yeah, it's like it blows your mind because coming from Ontario, like Collingwood is our big fucking deal. Blue Mountain. It's a hill. So it's like
see, that's it. And then the flip side of that coin is like we get jaded by that shit growing up in there, right? Like, honestly, it is that way though, because it's just you grow up in and around it, and yep, that's a mountain, and you can appreciate hikes and stuff. Don't get me wrong, but it's I know exactly what you're talking about because I've witnessed that in people. And I've also heard about it from other people other than yourself that have kind of said similar thing where it's just like, oh, and
there's places that are ridiculous. Like I go to a place called Algonquin Park in Ontario. I usually go every May for trout fishing, right when the ice goes out, basically. But go any time of the year, and it's a paddler's paradise. You can be like, it's there's no roads or anything, obviously, anywhere. So there's just portages everywhere, crisscrossing everywhere. You get your guide or your map or whatever, and you can head off wherever. You got to book your lake so you don't end up with no camping. But yeah, man, it's ridiculous. It's just awesome. Lakes and rivers and fucking moose everywhere, and bears, wolves. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Cheers, Big Word.
Big Word.
Jeff Bro, great to see you. Yeah,
that's what I'd really like to do, some Canna camping. Remember the ladies we interviewed, the Camp Canna?
Yeah.
They've been successful with that. They've got it still going in Alberta. They've moved to Ontario as well. They had a camp in Ontario last year, and they're doing it again this year. I had tickets last year, but I ended up not going. But that's like, it's kind of what I'm thinking too. It's a little too gimmicky, not gimmicky, but just a little too more evolved for what I'm thinking. But like just getting a group of us together to go camping and just knowing that everyone is a cannabis enthusiast or something, or using it for medicine. Yeah, we need.
Oh my God, you guys.
Oh, we let them in.
Just go camping, and that's just the way it is. You use
yeah, true, but you know what I mean. Just getting a focus group together.
I just kind of see. I go and I smoke weed, and that's just the way it is. Pretty much at anything I do. Brad smokes weed, and I just fuck what anybody has to say about. Like, obviously, I can't go to work all fucked up like that, but because somebody will say something about that. But it's I don't know. But usually, if I go camping, I guess I'm usually with kind of like-minded people as well. Maybe not a big, huge group of people like what they're doing at Camp Canna. But I go camping. I'm not really into doing silly sport games and shit like that, though. I'll be fishing. Odds are, if I'm at a lake, I've got a fishing rod in my hand. I'll be like trying to maximize, or kayaking or something like that. Now, kayaking is a fucking awesome weed smoking sport because you got the options. You can just fucking slowly glide around, checking shit out, move at your pace, or if you really want to kind of get in there and get crazy, you have that.
Going off stuff.
I feel like there's too much water involved. Like every time I move those fucking oars around, I get splashed. My weed's gonna get wet.
You're a drifter.
I'm not a careful person, man. That's just how it happens. If there's water around, it's gonna be on me.
That's it. That's I get that, but don't leave your weed out in the open and it won't get wet.
Well, how the fuck am I supposed to smoke my weed if it's not out in the open?
Put a fucking joint in your face and light it and leave it there.
Well, but what happens when I get the water in my face? Because that's what's gonna happen. Because I'm bad at water things.
You might be beyond hopeless.
Yeah, that is absolutely fucking. I am probably way beyond help.
The whole getting wet in the kayak, if it was before I realized it was a full body thing, I was like, I can't really help you with that. But the whole just leave the joint in the face and like that's my go-to anytime I'm like working with weed there. I'll be like, leave it there.
Yeah,
and my face doesn't usually get wet, but I don't think I've ever come out of a kayak even remotely dry. Yeah, so that's another one I've learned that is really only good in warm weather. Because if you try and go out like when it's cold or something like that, say you got like a really windy day and you're just like riding on the swells and stuff like that, you can only do that for so long before your hands get real fucking cold, and that's. Yeah, I turn into a sissy fast when my hands get cold and wet. It's like straight up fucking bitch mode. I won't lie. You see the dash of my work truck, I've got like 4 pairs of gloves on that thing that I fucking constantly swapping back and forth. Put them up on the dash, dry them out. Fucking get back in, put them up on the dash, dry them out. Get a dry pair. Cheers, Marcus. Hope you're doing well, my man. Cheers, Ty. Hope you're doing well as well. What are we all smoking tonight? Anybody smoking anything awesome and different?
Yeah, the last little bit of those diamonds.
Oh, shit, look at you go.
Getting goopy down at the bottom there, though.
I got awesome. I just ain't got different. I'm on my number 4 cut of the BAM.
Nice.
You know what I realized, though, with this Hawaiian Black Widow concentrate is it'll pop the top of your fucking skull off and scramble your brains if you try, like, super dabs. Like, I'm talking big old super hit. I've smoked way too much earlier, and I unwound, man. I was too high. A little bit.
See, that's where I do like 1 or 2 more dabs. It's right about that point.
Oh,
Yeah, power through it.
Yeah, like ride the anxiety, because like I was just like, I don't know, it's that fine line, right, where you're just like you know you kind of wreck yourself either way.
Well, I got like all emotional because like I'm kind of a wreck anyways right now, so it's like
fair enough.
It took me for a ride for a minute. I'm like, I don't like this place. Fuck.
Okay, I get that.
Where's the peppercorns or whatever people say, right?
See, like one of my favorites is like when you get like to that anxiety high and then go grocery shopping or something like that, where you're like
I thoroughly
fucking freaking out because you got strangers around you and you're like, that's fun.
Yeah, no, I was sitting down in my basement alone, just too baked, and
yeah, I totally.
But it was good. Like that's like healing too, right? When you just, I guess you got stuff pent up, and when you release for a minute or two, that kind of just lets that go. I'll take it. I'm a grown man. I'll admit it. I sit and cry sometimes.
We got some mushrooms around here that we typically don't use like a whole lot because every single time it will get you all up in the fucking field.
Yes,
every goddamn time.
I've been thinking about that because I'm pretty strong mentally when it comes to taking psychedelics. Like I'm pretty good at staying in the zone, like the safe spots. But like I said, I'm not a mess right now, but I got a lot going on in my head. So I'm just like, it could like help me process it, or it might complicate it a little more. Like, what if it adds to the, you know what I mean? I just like, so I'm not ready for it yet. I understand the power of it because I've been doing some microdosing.
I think you just said it right there. You're not ready for it yet. Until you are, and until you have the right mindset, then it probably might twist you the wrong way. You know what I mean? I mean, it's probably going to twist you a little bit the wrong way, or it's going to feel that way anyway. But at least if you know and you're ready and you're looking for what it's trying to bring up front.
At boot camp, I wasn't really too keen on getting a strong mushroom buzz going, so I was like, I'll just have like it's just chocolates everyone's eating, right? I had to hold on to my chair for a few hours, man. I was like, holy fuck. Luckily, the vibe though was too strong against my own personal stuff, so it was like I didn't go down that path that day, which was awesome.
I'm not good like when doing the psychedelics when in a heavily emotional situation like that, because I could easily just turn the waterworks on, this is going to get pathetic kind of thing. Or it could even go the other way where it just turns into like an angst-ridden kind of thing. Like I saw Kingfisher, I think it was just a second ago in chat, like mindset is everything. I agree 100%.
Yeah, I don't mess around when I'm in a bad mood and mushrooms and stuff. I just not necessarily a bad mood either. Just if it's not vibing right, like I'm not a very spiritual dude. When it comes to eating mushrooms, I go right there. I'm like, nah, vibrations aren't vibing, man. I'm not eating these today. Something's telling me not to eat these.
Yeah, I think we're probably all fairly well around the same amount of broken in the fucking brain around here. You know, the ADHD is fucking strong with me, and I'm already kind of a jumpy enough asshole when things are a bit intense. So you know that mushroom can definitely take you in a fucked up route when you're already too intense. You know. Some of them don't calm you down. They just kind of amp you up, and you just get more and more fucking ah.
Yeah.
So yeah, dude, that vibe is definitely very important around the whole scene.
Yeah, like we used to eat them just for party purposes, you know, and I like all it takes is 2 or 3 grams and the wrong vibe at the place you end up or whatever. That's no good. That's no fun.
I remember there's like we've all been there where you ate some mushrooms thinking it was going to be a good thing, and for no rhyme or reason that fucking trip just sometimes turns on you, right? Like sometimes you were in that good mindset and something just weird happens. I remember it's kind of one of those situations. There's a bunch of us camping out at Boss Lake, and we eat some mushrooms. I remember sitting by myself by the lake, and it was like, oh shit, like this is about to go bad kind of thing. So I start moving around, knowing like if I can change my mind's focus on something else, maybe it'll calm my shit down. And I remember going around this corner, and they had these great big fucking dandelions that were fucking growing out like those big fucking Hanukkah candle things. I forget the name of them. I don't mean to be disrespectful to anyone of their Jewish religion or anything. But y'all know what I mean. Right. And there was just like, I remember like, hey, Bomber, come look at this. And it was like what ended up being like one of my favorite mushroom trips I ever had, because we just like took off into the bush on some adventure for like 6 hours or whatever it was. And then after we had sobered up again hours later and went back looking for all the cool shit that we'd found, and realized we were never more than about 150 feet from the campfire. Like, and we thought we were like gone.
2 laps.
Yeah.
Those are fun nights.
Yeah, I remember the very vivid, like, oh my god, this high is turning, and it was like I hadn't even peaked yet, right? And I was already starting to get that anxiety, and then all of a sudden, it was just like, yeah, we turned that into a wicked fucking race.
I think it was always just, man, I don't know. I never played with any of those, but when we used to get good and ripped on the mushrooms, boy, I always wanted to get into that visual side, you know, and it only really happened once or twice for us. But man, I do remember, yeah, shit like that. You think you were just so much farther away from the stuff that you were. I remember taking the longest walk of my life. That was about a 3-step from a fucking couch to a doorway, and boy, I must have took a 6-year journey to get there.
It's like Beetlejuice when he goes out the fucking doors into the fucking Sandler of a world there.
Right.
But still, one of my best buzzes was I was at a girl's house in high school, and it was a girl I was dating, and her parents were kind of strict, sort of. So it was like, I'm on the couch, like, I don't know if they were there, but I was nervous at being at the house. I remember that part. It's like it's kicking in, and I'm like, oh man, never tried these, like for one of the first times doing mushrooms, and I'm like, well, how do you know they're kicking in or whatever? And I'm like, I just remember looking over at the wall, and they had white and gray paneling, like the wood paneling, but it wasn't wood colored. It was white, with the grain was gray and white or whatever, and then big long curtains that came from the ceiling, and the whole fucking getup was doing this, looking back and forth and moving. I'm like, they're kicked in, man. Just couldn't even look at the wall, just fucking the way the curtains and everything were. Oh, it was just too much. And then you start laughing, and then people are like, "Why are you laughing?" And then it's these are mushrooms.
Shit gets contagious fast too for young other people that are on it. I remember one time, I can't remember if it was mushrooms or acid, where this is Britney Spears would have been popular because my buddy had a poster of Britney Spears on his fucking bedroom door. It was like a wood grain door with where you could just sit there and watch trip out on the wood grain for hours alone, right? And I remember sitting there looking at the poster and just kind of like doing that along with the wood grain as it's like twirling and spinning on you like this. She's the poster's dancing. And then I when I think back, like it's like all three of us at the exact same time fucking claim to have seen her face turn into a demon. We all jump back and like, holy shit, like, oh my god, did you see that? Yeah. And now I know what I saw, or what at least I think I saw, because I remember seeing it in the reaction shit. And I always wondered, did we actually all three of us see the same kind of thing at the same time? Or is it possible that I jumped and caused the other two to jump like right afterwards because of what I saw, and then everybody was just fucked up? Oh yeah, I saw that too. I don't know. That's something I've thought about for at least 25 years probably at this point.
That's one of those, like, I had a friend doing the same thing, and everybody kind of joined in on him after he told him what was happening. You know, it was one of those. He was sitting on the couch watching the fucking ceiling melt. You know, and I mean, literally, he was, oh, you know, doing one of those. We're like, dude, what the fuck, man? You know, and well, you know, once he fucking told everybody, who everybody was already fucked up, you know, and then everybody else was on the couch looking at it, and sure, you know, it might have fucking went that way.
Yeah. Well, it's the power suggestion, and if you are like, I'm gonna guess it was probably one of those textured kind of stucco type ceilings, right, where it's got the grain to it or whatever. So I could see that causing some kind of, now the dripping and it coming down is a little different. But I was high enough on acid one time where I was sitting in my buddy Cheryl's car, where she was giving me a ride home, and we're at the gas station. I looked beside me, and that gas pump sure as shit melted in front of me. And I was like freaking out in the car. She was fucking stone cold sober and was just the poor person that had been tasked with getting me home kind of thing. And, you know, when she gets back in the car and I'm like, holy fuck, did you just see that? Like, just like wowed. And she's like, what the fuck? Like, see, this is why you're going home kind of thing.
Yeah. I remember we were driving down the road, had a buddy just flat fucking hit the brakes, get out of the car, walk over into the cornfield, and start shaking hands with the fucking air. So yeah, I feel you. I feel you, man. He got back in the car, told us all about the fucking alien he just met in the cornfield. Hi, bro.
No,
and he was the one driving. He was the one driving, so that was the bad part.
Oh, that's great, though. Dude, what are you doing? Hello, man, I gotta go on here.
Yeah, we're all fucked up, like in the car, being like, bro, get back in the car.
Oh, good times.
I mean, we're all in the car, like, bro, get back in the car. Get back there. Like, we're in dead country. It's like fucking 2, 3 a.m., you know, ain't a car anywhere. Like, we can see for miles around. No fucking worries whatsoever. But we're all like, bro, you gotta get in the car, bro. You know, you ain't doing it right. And he's just like, dude, you guys don't see it. And we're like, fuck are you talking about, man? Get back in the car.
I remember, this is like one of the first times we did mushrooms. I ever did mushrooms, at least like grade 8 or 9. And my buddy was sitting there talking to a lamp. It was like one of those, you remember you used to be able to buy the blue light bulbs or different colored light bulbs to, you know, put them in your lamps, and they're all cool. This was a blue one. And he was sitting there talking to the lamp. Its name was Bob. And he had a conversation for probably 2-3 minutes with this thing while 3 of us were sitting there going like, dude, like, what are you doing? Oh, this is my friend Bob over here. He comes to visit me. We're like, it's not even your house.
That's awesome.
Cheers, Raider. Cheers, local.
I need to make friends with a lamp. That sounds fun. I mean, I make friends with all my plants. I don't see why a lamp would be any different. At least the lamps can stick around longer than some of these plants do.
Lamp can help grow the plants as well.
There you go. There you go. Maybe I should name all my fucking fixtures. Be like Fred and Bob and Jim, fucking really getting down.
Well, if you're
Room in
living
there.
with them the rest of your day, then yeah, might as well.
Yeah, I mean they've been around for a few years at this point. So
Furniture usually there for a bit.
dude, isn't it the worst when the walls breathe? Fucking start.
Well, that's it. When I was a teenager, that's how I knew mushrooms would be kicking in. Looking around, everything just starts to.
Shit used to get stripey for me, man. Like
For me,
This would have been cool back in the day.
Oh yeah.
This poster.
Oh yeah.
Even now, like you try to trace this guy, you can see his head, and you try to like figure out where his body and everything goes, but it doesn't really stay together. But it stays together enough to keep you looking.
I always thought if you didn't look at the eyes, it just looked like a butt.
Just pretty well. Pick his nose. And then just put a fan on it so it moves around a little bit. Yeah, we got a couple seasoned veterans, and looks like here in chat.
Right, dude, Ty, that was the best. I was just talking about like the 3-step journey. That was like a 6-year fucking walk, and then all of a sudden it's like you get transported into another fucking room. You're just like, holy fuck, what is this?
Like, you go into the bathroom and look in the mirror and watch your face start to change and shit like that. It's just like, oh.
Yeah, somebody told me a long time ago that's the one thing you never do, so I never fucking go. Never been in there to just go stare at myself. Probably don't want to. I think I know why those people say don't do that. I don't think I'm down.
I already know I'm ugly, so I'm fine with that. But it's like, you know, you can watch like your face just morphs. Like you see your skin kind of disappear and just like take different. It's fucked up. It's fun. Reminds me of actually this would be another acid story. Do you guys know the song Revolution Evolution? I think it is by Ed Kowalczyk and Trick Daddy, I believe. It's not a bad song, but the video for it, first time we'd ever seen it, or sitting at my buddy Russ's place on that. He had the cool mom that would let you drink and do acid at her place and shit like that, I guess. So that was why she was usually out partying somewhere else. I think is what it really was. But we're sitting there tripping out on watching Much Music, and this video comes on, and each time like it starts off with the one guy singing or rapping or whatever. And when his verse is done, it's time for the guy to come out and do the chorus. He puts his hands up like that, and then it's like the other guy's face. Trick Daddy's black, and Ed Kowalczyk is very white, so you got that starker contrast. And we're just like, holy shit, did that just happen? This whole video, and it's every time it goes from chorus to verse to chorus, he does this. We're like, wow. We sat there and watched Much Music for like 8 hours waiting for this fucking song to come on again. Do you know how painful that is and how many good songs came on in that 8-hour song or 8-hour period? I don't think one. Not fucking one.
Yeah, man, the fucking old days of waiting for your song to come on TV was just rough, man. And the fucking radio. Even worse, if you knew it might be on, like, so you was trying to record that shit. Remember that? And fucking some asshole be talking through the fucking whole first part of the song. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I remember the last song I did that for was BYOB by System of a Down. I can state that one for a fact because I still had tapes and all that shit going on at that time when that come out. And when that song came, and of course it wasn't released on CD yet when that song come out, and that song bangs. Like that song is just like wicked catchy, such a good song. I was like, I had to, right? I had to have that. So but at least at that local radio station, you knew everything was on, like was maybe a 2 or 3 hour loop or whatever, right? So it wasn't going to be long before the song comes on. So you kind of go do whatever, but then around the time that you figured, sitting there right beside that record button, because you had to get the full intro of that.
All of it. Yeah, you couldn't miss one note. I mean, and if you're really good, you tried to get a little pause before the song started. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you can't just roll right into it when you hit fucking play. That's just too shocking. Fucks you up, fucks the whole song up, man.
And if you hit record 5 seconds too late, well, motherfucker. motherfucker, we got to do it all again in 3 hours.
Fucking 3 hours. Guess we'll try again tomorrow. Fucking bullshit.
Okay, so what was better, doing that or waiting to record these songs or sitting there on shitty ass dial-up internet waiting for LimeWire or Kazaa, where sometimes you might only get a couple songs?
Bro, I would have much rather recorded that shit right off the radio because I didn't get any fucking viruses. I know I actually got the song. I didn't get some weird fucking advertisement in the middle of the song I wasn't expecting after I fucking downloaded it for 20 fucking minutes off my slow ass internet. So, yeah, man, I'll take the fucking radio recording.
But the problem is most of the music I listened to didn't come on the radio. There's definitely songs. But because fucking now that I think about it, I might have even had to record that off of like Much Music radio station. Although I think System of a Down was radio friendly enough that maybe it was radio. But I do remember the tape.
We used to have quite a few. It seems like I've always been able to find them anyway. Like little radio station, like local radio type stations that just kind of the DJ plays whatever the fuck he wants. There is no, it's horrible radio, but it's cool because you might actually hear some shit you ain't used to.
I say in the last 5 years, maybe even more. I'm not a radio listener typically. I've got a really good music collection. And now that you can put everything on your phone, I'm like, motherfucker, radio. Unless it's Sirius Satellite and baseball, I will fucking listen to that all day long. Motherfuck the music. Yeah, I'm like that. And where was I even going now?
Listening to the radio.
Yeah, it sucks. But anyways, our local radio station actually has gotten a lot better because I remember back in the day growing up in Prince George, they'd kind of play mostly your top 40 hits and some old stuff, right? Okay, I can live with that. But then it got into like the current poppy stuff that you'd find on the music radio or music video channels, stuff that didn't interest me at all. Like, I can't even listen to this. But nowadays, like, they'll play everything from whatever's current and on the charts now, but they'll throw in like Megadeth or maybe some Danzig every once in a while. Shit like Judas Priest, you got Another Thing Coming's kind of a staple that probably gets played a couple times daily, like they throw more stuff in there, and it's you know what, like it's not bad listening, right? If you're for the most part, it's if you don't like that song, fucking you'll probably won't mind the next one. So that's not too bad, at least. Whereas it used to be like, oh my god, every fucking song they play is horrible.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I got into listening to. Well, I don't listen to a whole lot of radio, but I was chilling with like Clay at his crib, and he had on some local station. It's just literal local DJs. It's completely kind of community ran radio station. So, they can have whatever they fucking want on it. And they do a lot of just like jazz and fucking blues and shit on there and just some other stuff, older stuff that you've never heard, things like that. So I kind of got into that. Kind of same way, like you said, it was like looking at that underground shit, but it's on the radio. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You still get it. And these guys, it's cool because they're like passionate, a whole lot like you. Like this guy's gonna, and that's probably why a lot of that kind of radio didn't really make it, because the guy tell you a fucking great story about the song and 10 minutes of fucking talking about the song before he actually plays the song, and it just doesn't always make the greatest radio, but it does if you are an actual buff of the music. So I've been enjoying that when I turn on the radio. So
yeah, I like to hear from music from someone that would be passionate about that, because especially if we're like in a similar taste of music, stuff like that. Because that's, I don't know, I find a lot of music these days, especially you hear a lot of the current stuff, it's so disposable, right? Like they don't make hits anymore, as it seems like. It's hard to get excited about a song that seems like it's built to and written to grab your attention for a week, and then after that week's up, we just we move on to the next big thing. Bring back Led Zeppelin, please.
Yes.
I'm gonna step out for a joint, but I can hear and talk everything, all that stuff. I just
Oh, Led Zeppelin, man. Fuck. What a good band.
The first time I heard Greta Van Fleet, man, I was like, shit, is this like something unreleased I've never heard?
Yeah.
And then it's just a completely different band.
Right.
They they get shit on a lot for sounding like Led Zeppelin. I'm like, but if you're gonna sound like a band that the band that has been over and done with for over 40 years at this point, like, isn't Led Zeppelin a pretty cool band to kind of take after? And they do a cool thing. And I don't like all of their stuff, but they have 3 or 4 good songs. And I'm like, fuck yeah, turn that shit up.
I was kind of on the fence with those guys too when I heard that shit. I was like, man, you just want to be fucking Led Zeppelin. I was like, kind of like you said, but how long has Zeppelin been gone? Like, why can't they pick up the mantle and make new music that sounds like Zeppelin? That is just fucking cool.
Yep.
No reason not to. So yeah, I kind of had that too, but I came around to them, man. I'm definitely on the positive side of those guys. I'm digging what they're doing.
One thing about Zeppelin too is this: they had everything from your basic rock and blues kind of stuff to like real trippy shit to like funky grungy stuff to like all over the map, man. Bluegrassy kind of shit with banjos and mandolins.
Yeah, I was looking at fucking Ty's comment up here, man. Talking about the first time he went into the shop and saw him, kind of geeked out. Yeah, even though he works in the field, Ty, this is one of those I've talked to you before, man. I'd love to get you in and hear some of these stories. I know you've told me a little bit before while we were talking, man. I know you've got some fucking awesome stories about hanging out with some boys. So I'm gonna put you on blast. We got to get you on here soon, boy. Talk to you.
It'd be a good show.
It would, man. He's got a lot of good shit to say. But anyway.
There we go. Getting a little warm in this cold Canadian climate.
Got a
we're
show coming up on Sunday. That'll be fun since we're talking about live music. We'll see Our Lady Peace and Collective Soul.
Nice. That'd be a good one, man. Collective Soul is one I always jam to. I don't know why I've never searched it out more in my listening, but I dig it.
They're one of those bands that I stopped listening to for no reason in particular or whatever, like years ago. And then once the old lady got the tickets for my birthday, and it was like kind of go back and start, like, because I always think of the song Shine, right? That's the first one that comes to mind. But then like started listening to their stuff on Spotify. It's like their entire second album, which I went out and got almost as soon as it was released back in the day. It was fucking really good. So it's not so much their newer stuff, let's be honest, but like, 20 plus years ago, they were fucking putting out good stuff.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Go check that out.
For old Brando. Oh, oops, didn't mean to put that.
Yeah, that was one of those I think I was talking about. Is I'm super stoked because going to do the Static X Guar show. Guar is not something that I've had the pleasure of seeing, period. It was an interesting one to me, but I had so much respect for Etzel kind of taking up the mantle to keep the shows and the music for Static X going that, yeah, that's my next show, I believe, is that show. So fucking really, really stoked for that one.
Yeah, that's gonna be like one of the best shows ever. Like it's gonna be so good. I've never seen Guar either, and they come through. It seems like every year and a half, 2 years. So I probably don't gotta wait too long before they do come through. But they like Dope and Static X were fucking both great. Like I said, when they came through Seven Dust, man, if there any of those three bands ever come back through Alberta or BC again, I'll see at least one of those shows. And I would probably try and see more than one. They're that good. That good.
I'm digging it too because it's a tight venue, like real small, like theater style venue.
Yeah.
So there's not a bad seat in the fucking house. You know, it's going to be, so the show, I get to just absolutely take it all in. You know what I mean?
Yep.
You know, for Guar, that's what it's all about, man. For Static X, I mean, I can sit there, close my eyes, and just, you know, fucking listen to the music. But Guar, you kind of got to see that show, man. It's,
you gotta get sprayed with some fucking piss blood or whatever they do.
Yeah. If you don't get sprayed with blood, man, are you even really at a Guar show?
No.
Fuck.
That's the other thing is Colton gave my daughter and I each Murder Clothing shirts, which they're white. It's actually the only still white shirt that I have because I don't wear it often because I want it to be nice and clean. And we're gonna go wear those to a Guar show whenever they come back through, so we can unwhiten them. And yeah, it's gonna be fucking phenomenal. I'm excited for this. I'm excited for you. I'm like, just want to hear you talk about it after so I can live vicariously.
No, actually, I just got corrected. We have an 80s hair band, cover band, like a big one that we're going to see at the local casino before that one. So I don't remember the name of it. I think it's just literally called like 80s fucking something, but there's just a big like 80s fucking hair band, and dude, I'm stoked. I love that shit, man.
So
I can never get enough.
It's not like they cover a little bit of everybody kind of thing?
Yeah, dude, they'll do Poison and fucking Warren. You know, they'll do it all. They'll do the fucking, yeah.
That sounds too good to be true. That would be.
Oh, it is. The list up when we saw it. I think maybe they're gonna do some fucking Blondie. But I remember them having a real good list of, you know, the fucking super classics that they were doing. So it's gonna be a good show. We used to have they used to actually call it Hairbangers Ball, is the one we used to go watch way back when, and that one was just the problem was it was always in like college town frat fucking bar, and so you had to deal with them assholes. And
yeah,
even when I was of the age to be around those assholes, I still hated them.
So here's a good conversation topic for a future whiteboard episode.
Yeah, you nailed it right there.
For a while is top 5 hair metal bands or albums. Fuck, we could do both of them even. Because like, you know, something like you could go with like the Easy Guns N' Roses or something like that. But honestly, my pick, I would be surprised if we were to get the 4 of us on the same panel, you know, the 3 of us here in Colton, plus everybody in live chat. I feel like I'd be surprised if anybody picked the album that I'm thinking of right now as my favorite hair metal. It's not from one of the bands that you would expect.
So it's not one of the like top big ones.
No, they're pretty not very well known either.
It's gonna be something like fucking Striper, you asshole.
No, it's not. I promise you, it's not.
Oh shit! Fucking. So maybe some Wasp. Are you gonna bring the Wasp back?
Wasp is good. No, Firehouse.
Oh fuck yeah, dude! Firehouse was the shit.
Dude, their fucking self-titled album with Rock on the Radio.
Amazing.
It ought to be a law. Don't treat me bad. Like, I think that's my favorite, probably my favorite hair metal album.
That is a damn good album. I don't think I've seen fucking Firehouse. I don't think I've ever, since probably maybe somewhere in the fucking mid to late 90s, have seen them even fucking tour.
What about that pervy one, Steel Panther?
Dude, they're coming by in April 16th. They're in Penticton. They're playing with Buck Cherry.
Oh, that's gonna be a fucking show right there.
Yeah, man.
Jesus.
Yeah. So
they're gonna bring all the fucking white trash fucking strippers out to that one.
Oh, it's what is it? Canadian Exposure Tour, I think they're calling it. The Northern Exposure Tour, maybe.
Oh, I like that. That's funny.
But yeah, the old lady wants to go see that one. It's in the middle of a week, which means a couple days off, but hey, a couple days off work would be not the worst thing. But it's actually a busy time for concerts because we got the Our Lady Peace Collective Soul on Sunday. The following Sunday, we've got Theory of a Dead Man doing an acoustic show. And then I think we get the next week off. And then on the 15th, I want to take, it'll be like Abigail's birthday is on the 10th. So on the 15th, I want to take her to Kamloops for a local show with, there's like 4 local bands that we saw a couple of them at Armstrong Metal Fest. And so, fuck, let's go see a show for your birthday party kind of thing, right? And then Kill Switch Engage is the following week. So that's my month is awesome. I've just got all this work stuff in between now and then that just kind of fucks up the schedule. You know what I mean?
Right. Oh. Yeah. Well, you see that CJ5, that's why fucking Ryan and Prophet used to get along so well, because, you know, it's that hardcore hatchet band shit.
Yeah. There's I've been listening to it. This song is at least a year old, I think, from the band The Lucid, which is actually Dave Ellison from Megadeth plays bass in that band, but it's Violent J. The song's called Sweet Tooth. Tooth, Toof, and it's they use the song Epic by Faith No More, and it's fucking good, dude. It's really good. And then they get the guy that actually sings for the Lucid to sing the chorus, but he tries to sound like Mike Patton and actually gets that awkward voice to it, but he's not trying to sing that verse to Epic, right? He's just doing something different to it. I really like it, man. And that's one of those songs I could probably listen to at just about any time you put that on, and I'll probably turn that up. Huge Faith No More song, but like with ICP, I've got to be in the mood to listen to them. Like otherwise, it's kind of like Primus in a way, where if I'm not in the mood to listen to it, it'll get turned off quick.
Yeah, that's one of those, like, I dig into Primus because I'm like, yeah, I want to fucking listen to that. And then, like, 5 songs in, I'm like, all right, I've listened to those 5 I want to listen to today. And then I will bring them back fucking in another month or 2 and listen to a different 5 songs.
Yeah. The song Southbound Pachyderm, though, is
fucking such a jam, dude.
And that song never gets turned. Like, I'll listen to that just pretty much every time. But that's like the closest thing to a normal song that they have, I think.
Yeah, and then, I mean, really, I think I'm thinking of the right one. I mean, half the time I'm just listening to him fucking jam on the bass, because it's got those super fucking groovy bass riffs throughout that. I mean, normally his shit's like that, but that song specifically is just very, like, groovy, right? Really flowy.
Yeah. Yeah, I like it. But then you get into like his like Les Pool or Claypool Lennon Delirium stuff.
Dude, that shit's fucking sweet.
I have a hard time. That's
you don't like that?
It's okay for a bit. I don't think I've ever made it through an album in one go.
I definitely have.
It's I think a little too spacey for me, I think. But it's, you know, for the 10 minutes of attention span I can give it, it's okay, this is cool. Or if I were to maybe do some chores while listening to it or something, well, you're actually up moving around and you're not just kind of sitting, you know, because like in a car, you're driving. It's usually good time to listen to new albums that you haven't heard before, but they're on kind of beat to it or whatever. And you're kind of, okay, I'm starting to doze off a bit.
So, yeah, I think for me, man, it was like work music. Like, I had that shit in while I was doing some welding, and that was exactly what I needed to be in that groove. You know what I mean? So it was right the fuck on.
Actually, that'd be a good time for it is when I used to sandblast, actually, because you got that space hood on with the forced air going on. Put your earbuds or whatever on in there, and you're you're so suited up, you ain't changing the song whether you like it or not.
I love this. That's when you know a real fucking fan. Primus sucks. That's all you gotta say. Fuck. Anyway, I just dig the dude, man. He's so fucking good on the bass. Fucking
He
is
does
just
some cool stuff.
magic, man. Just magic on that thing.
Yeah.
But I was trying to fucking where you at, J Patch? Ministry was better than what? Ministry was better than a lot of things. But what specifically was ministry better than Jay? I got questions for you. 'Cause there were some things they weren't better at. Right? Right? Quiet, Ryan. Feel the noise, baby. Woo!
I like Ministry, but to me they're also heavily overrated. A lot of their shit I just don't get. They're very much a greatest hits band. I don't think they've ever made a full album that I'm just like, yeah, that thing's a banger. But you throw on something like Mine is a Terrible Thing to Taste with starts off with Thieves, which is like one of my favorite songs ever, like let alone Ministry songs, right? It was one of my favorite metal songs ever. And then going into Burning Inside, like it's a great 1-2 punch. But honestly, the rest of that album, I fucking don't ever listen to it. But like you take a couple of those songs, Jesus Built My Hot Rod. Yeah, it's good, but I don't get excited about it like a lot of other people do.
I do. I definitely get excited about that one, man.
Yeah.
And that might be I listened to that a lot when it came out. That was on the stereo, in the car thing, fucking cruising down. Like a lot of things checked a lot of boxes with that song rolling in the
That's
background,
fair enough. Fair enough.
And yeah, when you're getting excited, and that's another one of those, right? When it's the right song for a lot of intense situations. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So, get y'all fucking amped up, man. That's a song that'll be a good job of doing it. But I always thought it was funny, in those days when those guys started, it was just such a neat style of music. It was unlike anything out there at the time. It was just so different. They added so many more layers to the music, and they really started with that hard driving. We can do that techno and make it like a hard driving thing, not just kind of anyway, the birth of fucking industrial, man. They were fucking on the foreground of it. So
They were doing it before 9 Inch Nails was.
yeah, like I said, the birth of it.
When we did that new metal episode at one point in time, I think it was you were talking about 9 Inch Nails, and you're like, no, definitely more industrial. I think you said something about like they kind of started industrial. I'm sitting there, Ministry, dude, like Ministry. Funny thing is, how many people actually know about Ministry's first couple albums? There's Twitch and another one before that, I believe. It might have been after, but that's like not anything that you think of as Ministry at all. Like that's like.
That was like the front two. The name of front 242. Their music was very similar to the first stuff that Ministry did. They were the first. They were right in there with fucking Ministry doing that fucking first industrial thing. So, it makes sense. I think I was on the Ministry side. I thought they did a little better. I still listen to, like front 242 every so often. But that's. That's kind of just, nodding your head to the guys who started the industrial craze. So,
yeah, I was industrials. I was never big into it. It's one of those things where people will bring an album to me and I'll be like, yeah, fuck, it's pretty good. But outside of, say, something like Ministry and 9 Inch Nails, I don't really search that out. Those guys kind of just get lumped into my metal category.
yeah. Oh.
Yeah, I got nothing on the metal.
We can teach you. We can teach you, G-Bay.
Hey, I like
Lumping Dude, it sounds like you're about to learn about System of a Down and the Deftones.
I am. That's gonna be new for me. But I'm all down.
Okay.
All down. Oh,
Fucking chat. I can't even keep up.
that's the beauty of it, man.
Yeah. How do you go to a rave by accident?
Dude, that's easy. Are you kidding? I've been to lots of fucking cool places by accident. Yeah.
I get it. I've been pretty wasted in public and just.
You've never just followed a random motherfucker who looked like a good time and ended up somewhere real interesting?
Yeah, it's another town down the highway there. Wake up in the morning like I'm far from home.
Dude,
I'm a good hour's drive.
I've started partying in my hometown of Prince George. Took the party to Vanderhoof about an hour away and woken up in the Smithers drunk tank, which is about 3 hours past that with no recollection of leaving Vanderhoof whatsoever.
We don't do this anymore.
Yeah, in 3 hours the other way from my hometown.
Yeah.
So it's like
so now you're 4 hours.
Yeah.
We've learned.
See, but here's the thing, man. When you just see cool people, you don't got to be fucked up to follow them and end up in cool situations. I've totally been sober and fucking ended up and been like, what the fuck? Hot? Well, let's roll with this situation I just made.
We're here now.
I mean, I try not to do it anymore. My wife is definitely like calm me down with like, let's just follow random people in random situations. Because kind of what I did, man.
Not helpful.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
I mean, hey, it
Where'd that
doesn't
go? Where'd that
sound like fuck you, Jay. Fuck you, Jay.
I just
Not what I
saw,
meant, you know it.
Fried Piper's comment there, that Dead Kurt opening up for Guar, Exodus, Mushroom Head, and Testament. That is fucking badass. I am a fan of all four of those bands, and with a major love for Exodus, and Guar is awesome. Here's one that most of y'all didn't know. When I got married, they got to do the stupid dance afterwards. I don't like dancing. I'm not good at it. I feel really awkward, especially if you've got 100 people or so sitting there staring at you with it. Horrible. Fucking worst anxiety ever. But the first stupid song that we had to dance to was The Road Behind by Guar. Yeah, guess who got to pick the wedding music? And now, you know what? I actually don't like that song anymore. And I wonder if that has anything to do with it. I don't think it does, but is there maybe something subliminal there? Because like when she walked down the aisle, she came out to For Whom the Bell Tolls by Metallica. I still love that song. Not as much, maybe. It used to be my favorite Metallica song, and not so much anymore, but I still like it.
You know, fucking.
Did she ruin my love for music? Oh my god.
Fucking put a dent in it.
Ooh, Spine Shank. That's probably one of my more favorites from back then.
There's a band that I like and I always forget about.
Yeah.
Like, because back when I was listening to them, like now, I'll probably go put them on my playlist now, right? Because Self-Destructive Patterns, I think was that album of theirs that was I used to love. And I'll go look through more of their shit now, right? But back then you had CDs and maybe LimeWire and stuff like that, and now I don't have that kind of shit, right? So it's like you end up forgetting about it, like with a lot of bands and stuff. And now it's like if someone mentions it, but I think they did. I just hear something in fairly recent that they're actually getting back together. I think they were announced at a tour, or not a tour, a big festival down in the States somewhere.
Kind of neat.
It'd be, yeah.
Checking earlier, what are you saying that they had played with Mushroom Head too, right? That band. That's one, dude. They used to play fucking 20 minutes from my house, like probably 5 times a year, if not more. They used to come there like regularly to the fucking castle, the place called the Castle in Bloomington, Illinois. Just fucking, they would regularly be there, dude. And I still, to this day, have yet to see fucking Mushroom Head. And I fucking love Mushroom Head.
Dude, I thought you were just about to say that you'd seen them more than any other band.
No, you would think that would be the fucking case, huh? You would think. You would. No, I still have seen Slipknot more than fucking anybody. But but you would think fucking is, and I like their music like a lot. But you know what? Once again, that's another one that it's not. I don't search them out, but God, as soon as you play one, I'll go through like 3 or 4 albums of them before I put them down. So
I see this one from Galaxy. You know what, dude? I agree 100%. But I never got to see Slay. It's just a lot of it's kind of like seeing Pantera with Zach and Charlie filling in now, right? I got to see the Gary Holt version of Slayer, and it's like the world's greatest Slayer cover band, you know? Like, you're not going to see a better Slayer cover band than Kerry King and Tom Araya up there killing it. And it was amazing. I had a great time. And I'm softening up on my stances on a lot of this stuff. This is a discussion we've actually had multiple times now, and probably seems like we will continue to have it, where it's like, you know what, I can live with that, because at the end of the day, it's more about being able to see these songs and hear these songs. Like, this is one that you and I have bitched at each other back and forth multiple times. The Pantera reunion shows, right? Like, they were a way of life growing up. They weren't just a fucking band. I never got to see the real thing. God damn, I really wish I had. Out of any other band out there, that would be the one. I wish I could have seen the real thing. But man, I got to see a really fucking good Pantera cover band in that Phil Rex, and then you have Zach Wilde, my favorite guitar player, fucking up there doing it. Charlie Benanti, you know, I love Anthrax and SOD. Like,
right.
So, you know, and it was a fucking amazing time, man. I got to sit there with 60,000 people in the middle of them and sing Walk along to, you know, just, yeah. I saw shit like that.
That was one of those why I like those super tours. You know, when you had like the Ozfest, and, you know, they do those super tours with all these people, because even in that, you know, where you see kind of like a quick version of a band, right? Even the headliners, it's kind of a quick version of them trying to get through the night. But I got to see Pantera out there. When you said, you know, you got to see a great cover of, you know, I got to see the same, but it was with Pantera. It was the full Pantera doing it. And they brought Kitty on stage with them, and they brought Apartment 26 on stage with them, and they brought fucking like 2 more bands. And it was just this, it was damn near like a fucking instrumented mosh pit on stage while the fucking crowd is just going nuts to Walk. It was one of the coolest fucking things. And Kerry King came out at one point, and this whole thing also, because he was also playing for Ozzy that night at the Ozfest. So he come out to fucking play with him too. I was just like, holy fuck, this is all. It's like people just kept coming on stage, man, to just play Walk with fucking Pantera. I mean, how cool, man.
That's so cool. I just saw a video yesterday, I think it was, Bruce Dickinson from Iron Maiden coming out and singing Walk with them. Like, fucking how cool would that be to be at that show? And then all of a sudden, okay, this is, you know, one of the greatest known metal songs ever. We're all gonna have this big sing along because it's just that song, dude, and we're gonna do it. And all of a sudden, Bruce Dickinson comes out. You're just like, oh fuck, that'd be pretty rad. But yeah, fucking. Yeah, I never get to go to shows where they have the big everyone gets on stage like that.
so many questions. And I mean I go to shows, so I get how that could happen. I mean, but was it a typo negative pit? Like why was there a 6'5" vampire in a wedding dress? I can only think that happens at like typo negative, but
I've heard rumors that their guitar players wants to put together some sort of tribute show or tour where they'll bring a bunch of Pete Steele people to sing for him on. And I am very curious about that. Because done right, that could be so good, dude. That's another guy that like gone way too fucking soon. I love Typo Negative.
Yes. I don't think I realized he died, huh?
Oh, like yeah, like
Like years of fucking go.
10 to 15, I think, somewhere around there.
Yeah, I mean that checks out. I worked a lot. Uh, but no, dude, his voice. On top of just trying to get like the way he just arranged that music, man. I don't think you could kind of replicate what that dude was doing. Like that is just he did some awe. It was just amazing. And it was a story. It was a goddamn novel behind that album, Bloody Kisses.
That's a good album.
Such a good.
It's Green Fried Piper's story there about getting saved in the mosh pit. That's I remember we were in a Hell Yeah pit up in Prince George. They were opening up for Avenged Sevenfold, and we're in the pit as you are, and from across the pit, fucking me and this big, just fucking monster brick shithouse just kind of lock gazes, and it's just like, fuck, but we're doing it. And so I fucking run at him and just fucking hit the ground, like hit the ground just as fast. I was like, I go to get up and I couldn't. And as you do, you get people that are trying to pick you up right away. I went down 2 or 3 times before they finally were able to kind of get me up and off to the side and just kind of was like, you rocked me good. But it was actually at his Slayer's last show where I got to actually go see them. During the Lamb of God set, that dude fucking had his leg broken in the mosh pit and they had to stretcher him off. Lamb of God stopped the show. Fucking, we got to get somebody out here, help this guy, we got to get him out of here kind of thing. And they stretchered him out. Cause that's just one of those dudes that you're never going to forget. Like, where it's just like, son of a bitch. But it was all in good fun.
No shit. Buckethead is one interesting fucking individual right there.
Very.
But man, I mean, you want to hear a dude just fucking fade on a guitar? Fuck, that's man right there.
Oh yeah.
White Snake and Great Whites are on a lot. That'd be a good show. Hell
yeah. We were almost about to go see Great White and somebody else together. Who else was that? I don't know if we decided to pull the trigger on those tickets or not. I've already seen them once. Who the fuck was it? It was Great White and White Lion. Was that right? No, that doesn't sound right. Hold on. Let me think.
See this one from Jay. I saw Judas Priest and Uriah Heep probably 5-6 years ago, and I was bored. Like I thought I knew more of Uriah Heep than I do, and I was wrong. I knew like one song, and then Judas Priest came out. They played for an hour or whatever, and they actually sounded good, really good. But for Judas Priest to play for an hour, hour and a half, I only knew 7 songs because they played all mostly new shit, which, I just don't care. Let's be honest. And then, but I only actually cared about like 3 of the songs, I think, out of the 7 that I recognized. And it was just like, I was actually bored. I was just like, this is like nothing special. Oh, but they did sound good. I like give them that. It was cool to hear the guitars coming at you. That did we get figured?
Oh yeah. Yeah, the wife is It was Great White and oh shit, I forgot already. That's how quick I can forget some shit. Like literally looked at it and was like, yep, forgot. The Slaughter, Great White and Slaughter.
Oh fuck, that would have been cool.
Yeah, we saw him once already. Saw him fucking once last year. Oh, dude, Cinderella is on my list. I wish we saw
in the pinch.
we saw them come. What did I see? I saw just him. I think maybe I saw just the singer was doing some like tours. And I think maybe we saw him also. But yeah, dude, I love his voice, dude. I love that old Cinderella.
Yeah, that's good
And the
stuff.
fucking
Skid Row came through here about a year ago with one of their many lead singers they've had over the years. And then about a month or two after they came through, that singer quit the band. I think he'd had cancer at one point, and they were saying at least that he was quitting to focus on his health. So I hope he's doing well. But Lizzie Hale from Hailstorm was fronting them for a while on a tour, and I'm like, shit. Like I did not see Skid Row when they came through. I wanted to, didn't happen. But like Lizzie Hale singing for them, that's interesting as hell to me. I would like to check that out if it were to happen again.
man, I have seen Skid Row more than once with Sebastian Bach, and I would say go see him with Lizzie Hale instead. That would be probably way cooler because, man, old Sebastian Bach, he was still trying to fucking dance around, throw the mic around and shit, doing all his goofiness that he used to do, and he was never good back then, and he hasn't gotten any better now, man.
I believe that. He just came through the area about 6 months ago with his solo band.
But hey, man, it's some hella good nostalgia. Another one though, I keep seeing it getting popped up was Aerosmith. Me and the wife went and saw them in Vegas, and that was one of the more depressing ones we've seen. Just
Really?
looking at how far that motherfucker has fallen, and just, dude, it looked like watching some 70-year-old lady dance around on stage. And I mean that seriously. It looked like watching a 70-year-old lady dance on stage. Like, and it sounded like somebody doing fucking karaoke. It was not good, man. And so
that's sad to hear because they're one of my absolute favorites that I'll probably never get to see. So to hear that, it's just like, oh, like, you want to hear about it.
Well, I wanted it to be epic as fuck, dude. And maybe that was the problem. I wanted it to be so epic, and I went in and saw that. And I mean, he had the old fucking scarf just a flowing, and like, bro, like you're in fucking 7-inch heels, like wearing the same shit my mother-in-law used to wear, and you sound like her trying to belt out your music, so you need to stop.
Yeah,
I never was a fan until they came in with that video with the chick on the motorcycle, and I was like, this is pretty good. Talent there for sure, but yeah, whoa, it's over, but hey, if you're making money, man, I'll show up if you're paying me. I don't care what I look like.
Seeing the Stones last year was like, I think I went in there with the idea that I'm gonna go see a bunch of old geezers, so don't expect like the Stones 78 tour, the one that one of those ones epic tours that you keep hearing about, right? Just go in there open minded. It is what it is. Because they are definitely not one of the better bands that I've seen, but they put on a decent show, and I think Mick was a little more honest with himself than what it sounds like Steven Tyler was, because they would be pretty similar in age, those two guys. Whereas like Mick, there's a couple times throughout the set, and like I think they played for 2 hours, where he'd kind of do his little Mick Jagger shuffle thing that he does, but for the most part, no, he was just kind of walking around stage, and go stand over here, sing for a bit, go stand over there, sing for a bit. And it was definitely the funny thing was they had the huge stage in the stadium with the big fucking penis looking thing that's going off into the crowd that they can walk up on into that for the stage. And you see these 4 or 5 just haggard old dudes fucking trying to walk around and make the most of that stage. It probably would have been better if they didn't have the freaking big Congo dong fucking that they're dancing on going out into the crowd, because it's just unnecessary, it seemed.
This is actually one, for one, there are so many good fucking remixes of fucking Sweetleaf, man, and so many good covers. But I I swear I heard somebody say that Ozzy was going to try to do like one more fucking show, like just one more, huh?
It sold out in like 15 minutes.
Okay, so last time I saw Ozzy, and this was like 20 fucking years ago, motherfucker didn't even sing a lick. Hey, he stood in a fucking water cannon for like an hour and a half, shooting the fucking crowd while, well, shit. I mean, there was, what's his name? We just talked about him. Zach Wild was down there fucking jamming and shit, and fucking Black Sabbath was down there jamming, and Ozzy's just up there fucking like just fucking up the show in essence. And I'm like, how this dude couldn't pull together a show 20 fucking years? Like
Ozzy fucking Osbourne, man.
Bro, in the 90s, every Ozfest I went to, I told my wife, I said, we have got to get tickets. This is definitely going to be the year we see him die on stage.
This could very well happen, dude. He'll be doing the show from a chair. He can't stand and hasn't been able to for years at this point.
Right.
He's got full-blown Parkinson's. So for him to be able to get out there and do a show at all is amazing. But I don't think it'll be a good one, to be honest. It's one of those, this is it. This is it. So if you get your tickets with this, you better get here, because this is it. And I think it's going to be one of those. But I have, like, the lineup for this show is, like, holy fuck. Like, it's like all the support bands are fucking phenomenal. You got, like, Metallica, Pantera, I think Slayer's on there. They just announced a couple more. Like, they're all phenomenal, right? But then he's bringing back guys like Jake E. Lee and some of the guys, Rudy Sarzo, that played for him earlier. I imagine he'll have Zach up there with him and all that. And then it sounds like they're going to end it off with maybe some Black Sabbath. And I think it sounds like probably a career spanning thing, which will be cool. But like I said, it'll be really cool to say you were there. Let's just put it that way. It'd be really cool to say you were there.
Right. That's it. That'll be one of those type of nostalgia things. But like I said, I mean, right, years and years ago, I thought for certain I was watching his last show. 20 years later, he's gonna pull off his last show, and maybe he's gonna be like the Stones in 20 years or Kiss. Fuck, he's gonna be like Kiss. He's just never gonna fucking give it up. You see him, the only 100-year-old still fucking rolling.
They'll have him like in the hospital bed with IVs, life support and shit like that, and he's still out there.
Shit, man, that motherfucker's gonna be a fucking head floating in a jar on a stage.
Maybe. I actually, in all seriousness, I think he's got a couple of years left. It's probably you think
how old is he? He's like fucking 80, isn't he?
He's got to be. He was 50 years old when I remember buying the Hit Parader magazine with the big 50 on it back in, I think, like 1995, 96. So yeah, he's
76.
Yeah.
Nuts, man.
You think of the life he's lived, the fact that apparently he's had Parkinson's for the last 20 years. He's been dealing with it, which, fuck, man, that's the fact that he's able to get out there and do it is pretty epic. I'll give him to that, and I sincerely hope it goes well for him, because that's, man, it's Aussie. It's fucking Aussie, It's
right. All right, now I have to ask this, Sir Huntslot. Do you mean the Crew, or do you mean Motley Crue? Because Motley Crue, man, I've seen them, they were good. I've seen them, they were bad. I've seen them kind of every which way in between. I think I've seen them 5 times now as well. and they've been questionable sometimes, and they were flat fucking amazing. That was all like, how good was Vince that night? Because he really, you know, uh, shit, man. Last time I saw, I mean, they were all bringing it. The last time I saw him, fucking, it was old fat Vince. So he was fucking waddling and on stage, being all awesome and shit, but and sounding like hell. But at least giving it his fucking best. Go get him.
I can live with the singer sounding like shit if he's out there at least trying to put on a show. Axl is a good example of that as well. I went to Guns N' Roses a year and a half ago.
As long as he stays at the show.
Yeah, hey, if he shows up, fuck, this is a plus already. I went knowing damn well he's not going to sound like he did on Appetites for Destruction or even the Use Your Illusions albums, right? He's going to sound like old ass Axl that has a hard time singing, and he did. But that was also one of the best nights of my life. Getting to hear all these songs because the rest of the band sounds great. He can still kind of hit the high notes, which are the ones that you would have thought that would have been harder for him. Is mostly his lower register stuff that was really fucking off. But it was, it was just good enough. And he's all over the fucking stage. He doesn't sit still. It's 3 hours of this guy just fucking absolutely everywhere. I'm like, yeah, that's fun. But I've seen videos of Vince Neil where it's, like recently, kind of like what you're saying, like where sometimes sound good or bad or whatever, because they're a bucket list band for me. If they come near me, I got to go see them because they're just another one of those bands. Seen some videos where he sounds really good that are fairly recent. I've seen videos where it looks like they got to have the tape playing in the background or something like that because the microphone's nowhere near his face, his lips aren't moving, but he's still singing through the PA. And then I've also seen videos where he just cannot fucking sing at all. And it's like where you get the people that are like making up the new vocals, the lyrics to his songs as they go. You see those IG videos, they're fucking hilarious.
Yeah. You know what? What Sir Hunslot said, Motley Crue is decent, but Mick's hurting bad. And, I know he would never see this or anything, but man, big shout out to Mick Mars for ever keeping that fucking band together, because that dude has been keeping shit together, and I mean shit together, for that whole fucking band since the inception, man. That dude, and life has not been good to him. So, man, I got a lot of respect for Mick Mars, man. He's actually quite an amazing person, and
he's not in the band anymore.
Yeah, he's not. He fucking finally just.
Sounds like they booted him. They got John 5 playing for him now for about 2 years now.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
All he's done for them.
I think it's another one of those because he's got that degenerative joint disease, right? That he's had for years. And I think even in the beginning, tour. So I think they just fucking sorry, bud. Sorry about your luck, but we still want to go and make money, even though we just signed that stupid fucking contract and signed it in blood there a few years ago. We need more money. Tommy Lee's house just burnt down. We better go to Las Vegas and tour, all that stuff. But still, if they're another one. Like I said, they come near, I got to go see them because they're just one of those bands that I've got to go see. John 5, great guitar player. But I've always thought Mick Mars is one of the most underrated guitar players out there. Like that dude's got licks for days, and he's just always kind of got overshadowed by the personalities in the band because, like, Tommy Lee's a pretty good drummer, but not great. Nikki Sixx is not a very good bass player at all. Good songwriter. He wrote a lot of good songs. Vince Neil is not a great singer, more of a showman, right? But he did have a cool voice back in the day. I did like his voice.
He was a good front man, regardless of his voice. It was that presence on stage and what he brought.
Like David Lee Roth, not much of a singer, but like.
Yeah. Dude. I mean,
essential front man, possibly.
Yeah, it is bad. It's bad. Is fucking he sounded. The fact that And I mean, I'm one of those people. Motley Crue was probably one of the first. What really would have led me towards even the metal, right? That was the heavier end of heavy metal, and they were odd, they were weirdos, and they didn't fucking care. They had their long hair and their fucking makeup, and they were talking. It was just so out there, and it was a big middle finger to everybody, and to have that, to see that, and then you know, they hold a very special place in my heart. But to just know that, right, like, yeah, there's the whole thing was subpar at best. The whole thing. The studio made them sound awesome, but the band being so fucking ridiculous and and Vince Neil being such a great hype man and front man and keeping that shit driven and people wanting to see what the fuck they were up to. It was.
Yeah.
Then that's what it was all about for them.
I see Jeffro's Kid Rock there. Not so much anymore. When that album, the one Devil Without a Cause, was that the one with the ball and stuff? I can rock that album pretty hard. I like that album, but a lot of his other stuff I just doesn't do much for me.
I think a lot of times, so that album was good, and then nobody really knew a whole lot about Kid Rock at that point, and then Kid Rock, did Kid Rock things and showed how much of a like kind of sack of shit he is, and so his music kind of went downhill with it.
I think his music went downhill long before he showed the kind of person he is, honestly. Seriously, one album, or he did a couple songs after that, but
he's done some interesting stuff.
The one where he used "Sad But True," that's not a bad song. I'll give him that. That's a pretty cool song. That Never Met a Motherfucker Like Me. That's a decent song. That song he did with Sheryl Crow. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, you're going country, and it just I think Tommy Lee actually said it best in his biography, Tommy Land, was you got a guy that's trying to go country and sing that sounds better at screaming. But a lot of people don't realize that he was actually a rapper. His metalness was literally like an album and a half, because his first 4 albums were rap.
Yeah.
That's when him and Eminem used to roll together back in Detroit, right? He was a rapper long before anything else. That's not a good one, but he was a rapper.
Yeah. Stick to the fucking. Yeah. Well, shit. I mean, you could go the other route, and you look at guys like Vanilla Ice, who was more of a metal guy than he was a rap guy, but made one of the best white boy metal or rap albums ever. I mean, the second you hear that fucking that cymbal or whatever that is hit in the beginning, your ass starts bouncing and getting ready to know you talking about some Ice Ice, baby. But that motherfucker hates that shit.
I would too, probably. But
I did. I went and saw him fucking do his metal stuff. You want to see a good show, dude? Go see fucking Ice do his metal stuff. It is fan-fucking-tastic. That dude gets down. He puts down a good fucking show. And he does do
I think he just does a lot of his fucking throwback to the fucking like the original Vanilla Ice stuff, because he's always on like those friggin' tours with the same kind of one-hit wonder type people. Yeah, I know this because I almost go see him every time he comes through. Like he's another bucket list guy. I want to go see him. I hope like hell he does play Hard to Swallow and stuff off of Bipolar, right? Like that stuff was good. It was actually, I'm pretty sure it's Wes Borland's brother Sam. So Wes Borland from Limp Bizkit, his brother Sam is the guitar player on that album.
Oh yeah, did not know that. But shit,
I'm that dork that fucking every time you got a new CD or whatever, fucking open up and examine the shit out of that booklet that comes in, freaking reading the notes, who played on what and all that.
I'm trying to remember. I was trying to remember when I saw this. I remember how fucking excited I was the second I heard him saying he was going to do the metal version of fucking Ice Ice Baby. Like he was going to rock it out. He's like, And I'm trying to remember if it was just right in the beginning of the fucking show where he was just like, all right, I know y'all want to fucking hear it, so I'm going to get it out of the way. I think it's what he did. But the thing was, right? And so he gets out there and he's shuffled out there, fucking looking all like, yeah, I hate this shit. I'm going to do this, right? And it starts playing. And then the fucking like guitar kicks in and you're like, what the fuck's going on? And then the fucking rest of it kicked in. You're like, oh shit.
See,
Dude,
I feel like he could play both versions at a show. You close out with your original because that's the one that everybody knows. Yeah, you go to a Vanilla Ice concert, and I feel like in my area, at least, if you were to come up here, I feel like less than half the people that show up would even know about his heavy metal stuff. But they know about To the Extreme and all the shit that come off that. Better yet, they probably know about just that song. Probably just the song.
Yeah. Well, I mean, honestly, I don't think I could. I mean, until we start doing the Ninja Turtle fucking shuffle or something, I mean, I could probably only do the Ice Baby. And
I know all the lyrics pretty well. That one. That's a classic.
I thought that was the awesomest thing when they fucking had him on there with the fucking Ninja Turtles in that movie. So fucking cool.
Well, I think it was in like what, grade 4 or grade 5 when that happened. So he's, just far enough that past the release of To the Extreme that he needs that next hit to come out, right? Just right at that perfect timing. And you're a friggin' grade 3, grade 4-year-old kid, and all of a sudden Vanilla Ice is in the movie with the Ninja Turtles. Like, how cool is that? That's, yeah.
All right. Oh, fuck it. My wife just had me to ask, since I'm sitting here with two fucking Canadians, and apparently I've never heard of this shit, but have you guys ever seen the show Corner Gas?
Oh, yeah. Brent Butt.
It's fucking stupid. I don't watch it.
It's a pretty dumb show, but yeah,
That motherfucker. I don't know. I watched the first one, dude. There's so much fucking sarcastic nonsense in that show. It was cracking me right the fuck up, dude.
It is. It's just constant fucking.
It's constant sarcasm. There is not a serious fucking thing spoken at once in that fucking show.
The young guy, there's Brent, and then there's the blonde chick that's kind of dopey, but there's the young dude with black curly hair. He's a good character. The show is still fucked.
Dude, I did.
That's Saskatchewan for you. Saskatoon, eh?
That's it.
It's never been able to hold my attention for more than a couple of minutes.
Well, that's it. I think that's one where I might watch a fucking episode or two and then just fucking come back to it another fucking couple days later.
Honestly, I'm not a TV person, though. Like, you ask my old lady when the last time we sat down and watched, like, other than, like, Oak Island, we try to keep up on that, which is great. I go away for 10 days, and I come home, and there's, like, 2 episodes I can watch now. But, like, when it comes to, like, actual shows, like sitcoms, not ever. I don't ever do sitcoms. But she did have me watching, or I think it was actually more if I had her watching Sons of Anarchy there not too long ago. But I think we got to halfway through the second season. I think I might have stopped. Probably because I went out of town working. Now that I think about it, it was probably a Christmas, you're off for 2 weeks kind of thing. So we can sit and watch TV together.
I don't know. There was a very pivotal point in that show where I almost quit watching it, but I won't say anything in case you go back to it.
I already know what it is.
What's that?
Opie dying, dude.
Yeah, that's probably why you quit fucking watching it, because fucking Opie died. You were like, fuck these motherfuckers.
I've seen the show before, dude. I knew about him dying.
You saw the whole show?
I knew about him dying and all the people crying about it about 5 years before I ever watched it. Because I was like... This is one of those shows where you go to work. I was working at a mill at the time, and like everybody is in the lunchroom talking about this show the day after it airs. So I already feel like I already know it and didn't need to, right? And I was and then when I actually did get in it and watch it, okay, yeah, that shit hooked me. For that first season was really good, I thought. and it deteriorated fast after that. But once they got rid of him, it was just like it's
Well, that was
not
it.
even believable anymore because like these guys are already the worst biker gang of all time. All they do is their fucking asses handed to them time and time again. They'll get in there and they'll get a shot back and kind of get a little small victory in their fucking biker wars once in a while, but they just severely got their asses handed to them. And now
they were a bad biker gang. They were not good at it.
Yeah, Pretty Boy Jax doesn't look anything like a fucking biker. Not me. I've known a lot of bikers that you wouldn't fucking guess it if they weren't wearing colors, right? So there is that, but it's just I don't know, man. But
the kind of biker doing that kind of shit, you know that dude's a biker every motherfucking time.
Oh yeah,
every fucking time.
If you're that proud about your colors, right? Yeah, but yeah, no, dude, he was like, but that dude, like Opie, I still think of him as Gary Bertier from Remember the Titans. People see him and they're like Opie, and I'm like Gary Bertier, the football movie. But yeah, like he was hands down the best part of that show.
Yeah, well, and like you said, after that, it was such a like unbelievable. Like it was just unbelievable. Like everything up to that was a fairly believable. They were just a bad biker gang, but it was fairly believable. I could see everything going on.
Good
and then
action and stuff.
Yeah, and then after that point, it really did go into the like, what the fuck are y'all doing with this show? But I was so vested, like I was so hurt by Opie's death that I had to see how this shit was going. So I fucking just sat around for the whole thing. And I ain't mad about it. I might even go back and watch it again, but
by the time I got into it, all the seasons had already been released. So it was like, you just sit there, okay, so he dies, and you get this like, oh fuck, man, that was the best guy in the whole show, and you're pissed off. And at this point, I can understand the outrage in the lunchroom when people are in all the rest in peace Opie shirts that you would see in stores and stuff like that, and I'd be like, fuck, he's a character on a show. Was kind of where my mind would go, but like he was a good fucking character, a believable character, and that the actor Ryan Hurst still kind of milks that a bit, right? He carries that look on him and still has the beard more often when you see him than not. So he's done other movies looking like that, so it's got to be a good thing for him.
Yeah.
But I still look at him as Gary Bertier from Remember the Titans. That's like one of my very favorite movies, man. It's just goes to show that like you can start off not liking someone and being in a complete place of disagreement, not like each other, but you can fucking find that common ground and actually work together really well. And once you get to know each other and actually try to get along.
Real feel good story, huh?
Yeah, it totally is. It totally is. But it's before the feel good stories got too corny. There's a feel good story before wokeness, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I haven't never seen an episode of that. I gave up watching mainstream TV stuff. Like, I don't know if it was because I didn't. It's probably because I didn't have any access to it or whatever, right? And then just never went back once the World Wide Web took over everything, right? YouTube for life. Watching these crazy old fuckers spin wood and shit.
Dude, I love watching that shit.
Oh, yeah. No, it is fucking neat, man.
It is, man. Watching somebody who's actually good at it is fucking mesmerizing, dude. It's like shapes just show the fuck up. And you're like, what? And they do it without like any anxiety. Like, cause if you watch somebody doing that shit who isn't, well, fuck me. If you go to my fucking other YouTube and you watch, you watch me doing that shit, right? I'm learning to do it, right? It's not comfortable movements. They're not super smooth and awesome. And it's like, ooh, look how satisfying that is. But you watch them with some of these, like this old motherfucker I really love watching. His name's like Richard Raffin. Been doing it 50 years. And like, you just watch this dude, he takes a chisel, he puts it down, and it's like, and it's like, fuck, there's a shape. Holy fuck. Like, how the hell? Like I'm not comfortable enough fucking dig my shit in like that. So I get it. You know, it's watching an expert at their job is amazing, dude. Every time. I don't give a fuck what it is, dude. Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Like watching Efren Reyes fucking shoot pool. All right, you ain't gonna never see a motherfucker do that again. Like that dude has got to be like the epitome of how to fucking drive a cue ball around a fucking pool table, right? When I don't know, maybe y'all ain't billiards fans or some of you are,
Yeah,
but
I don't know who you're talking about.
amazing dude is. If you ever watch like one of these like billiard shorts ever show up and you're like, this amazing shit, you know, this kid fucking talks shit to this old dude and he fucking, that's Efren Reyes. Like every fucking time, it's always him. He is just that amazing.
Yeah.
I just watched the trick shot videos where he makes the fucking CD go into the video game player.
Yeah.
I'm just like, fuck, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Or the videos of the guys where they do trick shots of this any fucking random fucking things, and they'll sit there for apparently like they'll show you on the like the successes one where they get it, and it's like, oh, it took us 18 hours to fucking get this right. And then the next fucking thing, right? They'll put together a clip of these where it's like 30 good shots that they made. And each one of them that they make tells you how many hours it took them to get that. It's like 18 hours, 2 hours, 5 hours, 12 hours, 6 hours, 7 hours, 10 hours, 2 hours. You know, and it's like, y'all got some fucking patience because I got like 3 minutes tops. If I ain't seeing some good success here, I got to go find something I can do.
Well, I watched a guy, you know, just, he's fed up of it. He was like throwing fucking cards, and trying to get as far away as possible. And like, I lost interest in throwing the cards, watching it. Like, I was like, even if I was doing that, I would have already been bored of this. Like, even if I'm like, man, I can do this. I can do this. By like the 15th one, I'm already frustrated and like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, this is pointless.
Dude, I've tried.
I doom scroll all the time.
See the fucking people that are freaking like throwing cards and sinking them into watermelons and shit. I'm like, oh yeah, I can fucking do that. No, I sure as hell can't. I can't.
my fucking kid used to be able to. I don't know if he still can. But that little motherfucker used to chase me around the house with a fucking deck of cards trying to stick them in my ass. Because he could. He'd get that fucking edge and just like beep, right in you. It's like, oh, god damn it. I don't know if I need to fucking find out if he can still do it. I always wanted to learn that shit too.
I know people that can flick them good, but not sink them into like watermelons and stuff, or at least they couldn't back then. And they all say it's just in the wrist. You just got to get that wrist motion right. And I'm like, well, fuck. Maybe I masturbate too much and my wrists are too beefy and I can't get that fucking release point.
Okay, so I got a question. I wish there was a few more females in the crowd, but there's not.
So well, I know, me too. Trust me.
Me too, he says. Okay, so I was buying some work boots the other day, and I did some extra shopping, and I found these. And I didn't really know what to think of them, but they were on sale for a good price, so I bought them. They're gonna get destroyed if I wear them outside pretty well, but I want to know your guys' thoughts on these. Okay, so at first it probably looks like a lug boot or something like that. It's not. It's got the moccasin build to it. So it's a company that makes like moccasin shoes.
Well, here's my first question: is it comfy?
I haven't worn them yet. They've honestly been just sitting in the box since they got here. I'm imagining they are.
Okay, straight up, man. If it's comfy, motherfuck what anyone says.
Yeah.
It's not a croc, so you can be safe. You know what? The only reason I talk shit about those is because I don't own a pair. I've stepped into Crocs and they're comfy as shit too. I get it. Dude, I'm all about comfort. If I don't dress for fashion. I heavy metal shirts, jogging pants, pajama pants, stuff like that, wool socks.
Manitoba.
Dude, yeah, man. If they're comfy,
Dude, those things
fucking.
look slick as shit. I'd wear the fuck out of them. They'd be
I know that's
dirty
why
in
I
a
seen them.
fucking.
Like for $29 fucking down from like damn near 100, I can't not try them. Worst case scenario, they become like camp kick-arounds. You know?
Yeah, fair enough.
But they're a nice soft like suede. Fucking. I'm not too much on the tassel kind of thing on it, but whatever.
Well, they're trying to be.
They're just trying to bring. Yeah, they're just trying to bring the moccasin vibe to it.
I get it. That's why it's got half my vote.
So like my old lady got me a set of moccasins for Christmas, and they're like there's like memory foam in the soles or something like that. It's nice, but it's like weird at the same time.
Yeah, I've had slippers like that, kind of squishy, but
yeah, it takes a minute to get used to. But the last set of moccasins I had, I wore those things everywhere, and I went all Harley Davidson in the Marlboro Man, where I had like holes in my feet, and I'd like duct tape my fucking toes back together. Oh yeah,
nice.
These are looking pretty nice, man. They actually got nice, soft, like deer leather on the inside.
Hell yeah, dude. Yeah,
I can handle that. Nice sole on them.
So Big Word was asking. So I met a lot of the ladies from the WPA. I used to work installing pool tables and shit. Women's Pool Player Association.
Oh yeah, I was thinking like Wildlife Protection Agency, like
with the women's pool players.
Okay, thank you.
So they were having a big Midwest event, and we had set up the tables for this event. So we were allowed to play whenever we wanted on like the back room, shit like that. And so we were at this event. I love billiards. Been playing my whole life. And I have always followed Jeanette Lee. And so specifically when I knew she was going to be there, I was like, holy fuck, yes. And I'm setting up the table she's playing on. I was just like, kind of like fucking fangirling like son of a bitch, ain't gonna lie. So through the events and things, it was like, I think we were in day 2 of the event or the end of day 1. And this was back when I was definitely kind of partying a lot more, drinking and doing all that fun stuff. So we're at the bar, and I hear this like crazy Irish chick talking shit. Some voices. Well, anyway, that was Allison Fisher and oh man, I always forget her name. Big brunette chick with the glasses. It always used to be those two. But they're in the bar just getting fucking wrecked. And so we just decided to fucking join them. And so I'm buying shots for Allison Fisher and all this. And Jeanette Lee comes walking in. And I'm just like, dude, for one, she's gorgeous. I mean, absolutely stunning. And in real life, she's even fucking better. So she's my favorite, like absolute 100%, been probably the only time I have ever been 1,000% starstruck. She walked in the bar. And so we ended up drinking with her all night, and these ladies, and I mean like, so I'm drinking with like, one chick's Irish, I know that for a fact. I forget where Allison Fisher was from, but they're like European, and they fucking drink, right? Like they get down, and so we're just in the bar, fucking whooping it up. We were fucking playing on the piano out in the fucking like foyer and shit at one part of the night, like. It was just getting stupid. And so the next day, this was the advancement to, she was like going towards finals. So this was whatever it is, her quarterfinals or whatever. She just looked like absolute shit, right? The hangover was hard in her that day. And me and the wife were watching this, and we're kind of snickering, and right behind us, we're just hearing fucking this lady bitching about how bad fucking Jeanette Lee's doing and all of this and whatever. We find out that we're sitting right in front of her mother-in-law, her grandma, like her family. Me and my wife are sitting right in front of them, and we're the reason, that their fucking daughter-in-law is losing currently. it just like me and my wife the whole time we're like, oh fuck, like, but dude, we had such a good time. It was I got to shoot pool with all like some of them girls. It was yeah, for me it was like at that time, dude, that was like dream come true shit for me. I don't think you could have put anybody in the world in front of me that would have been more in my life at that point that I would have just been like, oh my God, these people are so, and to get to sit there and fucking drink with them and do all that, dude, it was fucking cool, man. So that was my story of how I made Jeanette Lee fucking lose. Fucking, I don't even remember what event that was. That was a good goddamn time. And I legit beat Allison Fisher fucking once. Fucking take that shit right to the fucking grave.
Oh man.
Oh God, they got talking about the Jankos. I got Jankos. I still have Jankos. Yeah, from like 93, no, 94.
These are my other pair, just so people know I do have like a traditional slipper type pair with no sole on them, just all leather. But can't really do much with those. They're a house moccasin. And these are my old man slippers. Look at that. That's a fucking dandy of a slipper right there. That's newspaper reading fucking material right there. Put me my lazy boy. So the moccasin's got the thumbs up. I like that, but kind of an impulse buy, but whatever.
Bro, I almost pulled the fucking trigger on a straight up pair of moccasins the other day. If it wasn't for like how bad my back is and shit, and the fact that I think I like legit have to have support or life might actually be bad, like I was ready to grab some moccasins. I am full on a fucking supporter of those. Like the nat just having the natural leather around your feet without having that fucking synthetic sole and all that bullshit around you, you know, and just it's a way different feel, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, what? Like, why are we talking about like fucking 90s fashion?
I don't know. I'm just thinking the same thing. Scrolling through chat, we have a wicked. I love you, chat, man, because like nobody left. We haven't said a fucking stitch about weed. We've been talking about Janko fucking pants, and I'm showing my shoes. Everyone's like, "Yeah, bro, they look great."
And fucking talking about the lugs. I saw a fucking J5 talking about doing the tight roll earlier. I mean, if you're gonna break out, what was that? The fucking members only jacket with the tight roll jeans. I mean,
surf style jackets.
Yeah, you better get them fucking shades all done up on your head. You be right.
Was
done
it
up
Chip
right
and
like
Pepper,
you.
the two bulldogs? There was surf style the good old Varney France volleyball shirts. Those were popular. Fuck, what else?
Oh, martial arts. I've brought them down before and showed the old Jankos. I fucking still got them, man. I even got some old casino wear. Like you remember, like the old shit, like the people used to wear with them. They'd be like those kind of like silky fucking shirts with like the dragons and shit, the button up like bowling shirts. Oh yeah, still got some of those. My favorite one, it's like a plush, got martini button fucking buttons, and it's plush flames on the front. Oh dude, it is pimp as shit. All right. You roll that with the old Jinkos. I mean, I'm straight 95 as fuck, boy.
No Fear. That was another good one. No Fear.
Oh, wait, was the other one the rolling with the big dog shit? You remember that stuff?
Those, I think that's what the Chip and Pepper was. The two workout bulldogs. They're oh man, so much good shit back then. The starter jackets, that was a big one. I don't know if it was in the States as much as Canada, but the starter jackets, like the team themed pullover poncho style winter jackets. For some reason, Charlotte, North Carolina, the Hornets were like just like the coolest thing ever for kids. And the Chicago Bulls.
Oh, bro, to get the old fucking gangster pullovers. You get like the fucking old LA Kings one. You know, you would have been in Saskatchewan acting like you was a gangster in fucking LA with that pullover. Boy,
you know it, man.
Boy, I'm fucking around.
Oh, man. Kids around here, and me included, I didn't do it for long, but like some kids would wear their hats like this back in the day, right? Like a little high up on their head, tilted forward a bit. So you'd be, you know, grade fucking 5 or 6. You're 11 years old. From fucking suburbia, fucking small town Canada somewhere. Acting like a fucking idiot. Yeah, I see hardcore.
Hey man, we came. I don't know if it's a general. I don't know if this was a general generational thing, like just all the kids go through this, or it comes every couple years or shit. But man, I was in like when you were kids back in my day, like everybody had either lines in their hair or they had fucking rat tails. Like you was always doing something stupid with your fucking head.
Oh, it's funny because I love it because most of us grew up kind of in the same era. So when we refer to shit like this, I can just picture that in my head right now.
Hold on, Red. You didn't have the soaps to go with that instead? Instead, I figured you would have had the soaps so you could have been doing some rails on the way out while you was looking fly.
Yeah.
Dude, there was nothing worse. Yeah, dude, there was nothing worse than when you was going to do that and you had your Jenkos on and you thought you were all good because you take like a 6 inches of slide down that rail, but then you realize the rest of your pants just got caught up to the edge of that fucking rail. And then off you go.
I had to borrow my friends. The wheelies and all, they were good stuff, man.
Oh shit! Oh, dude, fucking! I wanted to get some Heelys, dude. We bought some of those fucking things for my kids, or for my son. He had some. And I was so fucking jealous, dude. For years, I was jealous of that shit. And when they finally made them like adult size, because you can buy that shit adult size now. Good. But you know, now that they make them adult size, I would definitely kill myself, or at minimum cripple myself permanently.
You would too, hardcore. That sounds like a mullet kind of thing you'd rock. Lightning bolts and a fucking curly rat tail.
Fucking right, man. Everybody had that shit at least once in the fucking early 80s, bro.
I played baseball with a couple kids and they had the fucking little tail going on.
Dude, anytime someone says flat top now, though, it just makes me want to go watch the old house party movies. Because I want to go see fucking Kid and Play for the fucking most epic eraser flat top ever.
Flat tops. No, me, I was like bright white scrubbed. I had like 4 or 5 pairs of white shoes, like Adidas or K-Swiss or whatever. White leather, some Nikes, khakis with the crease. Always a nice sweater, generally white too. I was for Growly style back in the day, white on white. I would destroy that in a fucking half a day now because I'm like a gearhead, so I can't really own white shit. Because
J5, is that you still have a chain wallet or you used to? Because I can see you still rocking that chain wallet, man. It's okay, ain't nothing wrong with that.
DC shoes, I rocked a good couple pairs of DCs back in the day.
Yeah, peak male fashion. Yeah.
Ned, that would fucking suck. Oh, just I'm thinking that hurts my fucking lips just thinking about it. Maybe I'll post it up in case no one can read that. The second part, the last sentence is what. Very memorable kids. Yeah, I fucking bet. I guess we're waiting on Caribou.
Like, yeah, I know what the fuck. What the fuck happened to him? Like, I heard some shit, and then all of a sudden he's never come back.
Well, you can stick around. Everyone's still chilling.
Is this gonna be like our fucking what's that show everybody watched on Netflix? Stranger Things. This is gonna be our fucking Stranger Things thing. Like we're gonna lose Caribou. He's gonna be in the wall now, and we're gonna have to find him.
Well,
I don't know how that show went.
A couple years ago, Uncle Rick went missing.
Yeah, but we knew what that was about. That was induced.
Oh, the double buttons on the chain wallet too. My wallet was actually no fear.
Oh, the double button chain wallet. What band was your wallet though?
Mine was just straight no fear. And I took the chain off and just put a single like dog leash clasp on it. So it just went back pocket straight to the. That was the way I liked mine. Never lost my wallet that way. I should get another one, another setup like that.
Fucking dude, wait. Did I hear they were doing another fucking biodome? What did I fucking hear that I thought they were doing? I don't know, but that would be great, dude. I would love to see another biodome. Dude, Bud and Doyle, they might be my idols. I mean, if you think about it, they just went in as a bunch of stupid stoners and they learned all about being one with nature and fixed the fucking dome. Right?
Purple sticky punch, you're gonna make me very happy one day. Yeah, that's.
I have wanted to actually just go ahead and get my hands on that strain ever since then, just because of that movie. I mean, fuck.
Yeah, that's a classic. I only think I saw that movie once, but I remember it pretty vividly. I don't remember why or how he ended up in there, but I remember him. Yeah, doesn't he have like a cheesy fucking romance fucking part in that movie too?
Well, yeah, bro, it's all about the girls. The reason they ended up in the dome was because of the girls, man. Always ends up that way. You need to fucking go back and
will fucking get you.
you need to go back and brush up, man. Fucking watch the dome again.
It's been 30 years since I watched that, probably 30.
Dude, we should have a biodome watch party. I am fucking down for this shit.
Discord, yep, let's do it.
All right, when are we gonna do this? I'll put this shit in our Discord. We're gonna fucking do this. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, let's not talk. Let's do.
Yeah, we're gonna figure this shit out. Fucking, I'll figure out a time next week. Dude, that's because Encino Man was a fucking great movie. Okay, they were both like you kind of have to just take all of Pauly Shore's movies and wrap them up. They're all great in their own special weaselly way. You know what I mean? Like, because right, there's definitely parts of Son-in-Law I like better than all of them, but I would probably have to say Biodome's definitely my
What?
favorite.
How do you call it Caribou? Mm-hmm. That's better. Seen a good one, a good video the other day. It was like, this can't be real. It was some like professional deer calling contest. These dudes were doing things with calls and shit like that. Just like, holy fuck. That's funny. Better fill your freezer.
And right there, J5, that wasn't the line you were quoting, then no, wheezing the juice. You ever watch Encino Man? You know that one?
I've seen it, yeah. Same idea, though. I saw it when it came out, and then.
Okay, J5, that one's all right. That one's all right. I definitely use that one quite regularly too. You know, we need to go back to fucking making this a thing and just having all you motherfuckers get Pauly Shore on this show. Just everybody just start bombing his ass. Fucking, I remember we tried a while back ago. We never even got past getting a fucking like.
So Wheezin' the Juice is a line from Biodome?
Encino Man.
Okay. And that's what our buddy that pops in all the time, Wheezin' the Juice. That's the references. Okay. Yeah, I do have to brush up. Lacking over here. Shellacking.
Oh, shit. All right, man.
We went up to just ditch him, man.
Yeah, we're just gonna close this shit out. we got buttons. Oh, I heard him. Is he coming back?
Oh, wow.
Right? Is he out there getting his ass kicked right now and we can't fucking hear? We can't help him?
BC's got lots of bears and shit.
Oh, fuck.
Getting mauled by an auntie.
Where's the goddamn Mountie when you need him?
Oh, fuck. Stomping you with horses.
Ugh.
Yeah, thanks for the beat down there, USA, the other day. I apologize on behalf of any Canadians I know. I haven't seen any of the footage, but booing a national anthem requires ass kicking. Job well done. Note taken. I won't ever boo a national anthem.
Hold on. Inform me of what you speak. Now I need to know.
The hockey, U.S. versus Canada hockey, apparently because the whole Trump trying to turn us into a state bullshit, people decided to boo during the U.S. anthem.
Yeah.
And then USA decided to lay a fucking stomp down on the Canadian team. Physically and goal-wise. So
I was wanting to watch that fucking game, and I didn't get a chance. And
they beat them 3-1 and 3 fights in the first, 9 seconds. There's one video where this poor Canadian kid's literally getting just tossed around by his neck. Buddy's just like...
I mean, I'd probably fucking boo at our team too, but unfortunately, we are very proud assholes, and we like to fucking take it personally.
I think the way it worked out, though, don't quote me on this. Someone is going to know. But I think the way it worked was they got that game and then Canada lost, but the way it worked, they went back into their tournament to do whatever. And then now they're ended up back together again. U.S. Canada. I think I saw something like that. So if that's going to happen, that's going to be a fucking ruckus right there. Oh, and the plane at Pearson. Yeah, that's another good one. Canada's news. The plane landed and fucking came down pretty hard and spun and tipped and ended up on its roof. No one was hurt or anything, or no big no big fire. But lots of videos on that one. You can Google that one, Delta Airlines.
Yeah, I think I saw one where they were doing somebody was deciding to record leaving that, and then was that the one where the lady just grabbed a big old handful of ass of another lady while she was going out of the plane?
I didn't see that.
I thought from the videos I saw, I thought that shit was one big joke, but yeah, then I saw the actual photos of that. That was fucked up.
It didn't have any wings, no wonder it crashed.
Right?
That'd be scary as fuck.
Yeah, that'd be fucked up. All right, anyway, we'll quit fucking around. We can shut this shit down. Yeah, I want to tell y'all thanks for fucking hanging out as usual on a Tuesday night. We appreciate all of the support and everything you guys do. So to anybody and everybody, thank you. G-Bay, you want to say anything on the way out?
No, just love all y'all in chat. Thanks for coming again. Man, keeps me going, that's for sure. Love y'all. See y'all again on Thursday.
Yeah, man. See the boys on Thursday. And we'll see y'all. Have a good evening.
Take me down to the graveyard. Show me a rest
I was actually going to do that this time because I remembered the last time that I didn't, and then you gave me heck for it. Dude, I just met my general foreman for the first time. Friggin' I was out there smoking a joint, hanging out with you. So if you heard me interrupting weirdly there a couple times, I was trying to have a conversation with someone else and not you guys.
Holy fuck. Real life when you're supposed to be doing the show, unacceptable.
It was kind of forced upon me. He
That's
sees
bullshit.
me from sitting outside the hotel room. He sees me from down the way. He's like, "Who the fuck are you?" I'm Brad. So if you heard that I'm Brad, that's what that was.
I did hear that part. Is that how he fucking asked? I'd have been like,
Yeah,
well, fucking the least
100%.
productive motherfucker on your crew now, jackass.
That's kind of, yeah, he's shit hammered. And then we went and looked at chainsaw toys for however long that took. So that was okay. Oh, I got a really sweet gas powered winch that